Hello all, welcome you back to one more session in Tableau. This is going to be on joins in Tableau. So as you have heard the word joins, naturally you could have gotten, it's a natural instinct because you could have worked with joins in your database management system. This would have given you a clear idea that when I'm going to speak about joins in Tableau, what I'm saying is that it is all about how do you work with data. So uh, working with the data and visualization, does it have any relationship? Obviously it have a lot of relationship, just because of the reason the way you are going to give the data for the visualization can help you to give you a better visualization. So in that sense, working with the data is also one of the crucial aspect of Tableau. So in this uh, chapter, or in this title of working with data, we are going to just look into the cross joins that you can actually perform with Tableau. So let's get started with the session, joins in Tableau. The very important and the first question that comes to our mind is that why do we require something called as a join in a Tableau? Anybody who has worked with any kind of real-time databases, suppose if you're working for Amazon, or suppose if you are working for a Flipkart, any kind of companies if you have worked on, all of you must be aware that these companies doesn't work with a single databases. So you need to work with the tables which has been available in multiple places. Okay, so all of the data, the general point is that all of the data cannot fit into a single table. So you need to work with multiple tables to store the necessary data. Okay, so which means that um, there will be different tables, absolutely no doubt about it. And there is always a possibility that some tables is going to have some kind of standard field. For example, if you take order ID and the orders table in this diagram, if you see, you have an orders table and you have a products table. Both the orders table as well as the products table can have something in common. Maybe a product ID is something that could be common between these two. Okay, so when you have common fields between these two tables, what you can do is that you can actually use such tables using the columns. We can join such tables using the columns which are common or related. Okay, so joins of course is going to play a very important role in designing the reports. All right, so now that I just gave you an idea of why do we require a join, let me just give you a proper example of what do I speak about, or what is the meaning of a join. Okay, so whatever theoretically I spoke, I have jotted it as points that you can actually perform a join when you have data which is not cannot be stored in a single table, and it is stored in multiple tables, but between these two tables you have a common field. And when you have a common field or a standard field, you can join these two tables by using that column which are related to each other. Okay, so that's the whole idea here. If you see in this diagram, we have this stores is there and then stock is there. Both of them are having a common ID, which is your store ID. Okay, similarly products and stocks table, if you take, both of them are having a common field, which is your product ID. So which means that I can perform a join for all of these tables. Okay, now the very simplest example that I could give for join is that assume that you are having two tables. One is your order table, and that is having the fields or attributes as order ID, order name, and then it is having product ID. Similarly, product table is having product ID, product name, and then product price. You can note that product ID is the common field that has been existing in the order table as well as the product table. Okay, suppose if a user is trying to place an order, then inside the order table, the product ID is going to be stored. Okay, which means that we have connected the or joined the table using a product ID. Okay. So in databases, how do we do that? Means, see, in orders table, order ID will be the primary key. And then in the product table, product ID will be the foreign key. So this referential integrity concepts, we will use it. And then we will try to, link these two things. That's how it happens in your databases. All right. So now we have got an idea, clear idea of what do I mean by a join. It's absolutely not different from how you perform the join in other operations, like, other systems like your databases or in your data warehouse. If you try to perform a join, it's the same operation that you can perform in your Tableau also. All right. Now, there are certain things that you need to follow, or probably you could say that rules for to if in case if you wanted to perform a join, what are the rules that I need to follow? First and foremost thing is you need to have one common column or a field, then only you can perform the joining. Okay. And the second point is that if you're trying to do join two things, make sure that the data type of both the things should be same. For example, in your order also it is going to be a product ID, and here also it is going to be a product ID. In both the cases it is going to be an integer. You just make sure that it is going to be an same data type. If you will try to create a join with the different data types, most of the time the join might break. Okay. Then the third one is you need to make sure that depending upon what is the output you are expecting, you need to choose the right join. Okay. So you are expecting some output of your left join, and then you have adopted an inner join. It doesn't make any sense, because it is going to because the join operation will obviously optimize the performance of your data with Tableau with the data. Okay. In case if the join that you have selected is not valid for the tables, then the join form will be accurate, and it will not be accurate, and also it won't give the efficient data analysis results. So these are some of the rules that you need to keep it in your mind before you start working with your joins. Okay. Now, how do I specify a join in a Tableau? Okay. So you define the joins in Tableau in a physical layer. Okay. In your data source, you have a physical layer and your logical layer. Always you just have to double click on the logical table to go to the uh, a physical layer where you can perform your joining. Okay, I will show you what it is. Okay, so then we have understood about the different types of, the join, what is the meaning of a join, we have understood it. Now it is time for us to get inside our Tableau environment and see how we can perform your joining. Okay, so let me just create my workbook. Okay, I'm just getting inside my workbook. So here what I'm going to use is, I'm not going to use my Superstore data source. Rather, what I'm going to use is two tables I needed. So I'm just going to upload that as an Excel file. To Excel file I have it. So I'll just take that. From that, I'm going to upload the, okay, so it is, it will not create because it is, it's a zipped one. Okay, let me just extract it. Okay, so yeah, it is extracted now. Let me just take these things now, files, upload from the computer, and then you have the data sets. I'm just going to create, I'm just going to create a data source for my orders table. Okay, so now you can see that we need to work with a data source pane now. So let us go to our data source. You can find out that there is one connection which is existing, that is for the orders table. And if I will update now, you can see all of the values which is there. One thing what I wanted to tell you is that right now what you're working is basically your logical layer. So when you try to do a join in this layer, nothing will happen. Okay. So now what we can do is that The second thing is we have to get the other table also. So for that, I have just clicked on that plus link over there and then click on upload from the computer. Then we have to select our products table as well. Okay. So now you can see that both the orders as well as the products is in place. So we have got our two tables now. Okay. So, like next what you have to do is that, of course, you need to, yeah. So what I wanted to tell you is, suppose if I will drag this and if I go here, you can see that it is showing a different kind of sheet over here. Okay. So which means that this is what I wanted to show you. This is a logical table and this is the sheet level. Okay. And if you will double click this logical table to see its physical table. Okay. So now I'll undo this operation. And so now you could have got an idea that this is the logical table. If I have to create a join, then I have to go to my physical table. So what I can do is that I'll just double click on this. Okay. So yeah, 1 second. Okay. So let me just double click on this. 1 second. So yeah, so this is what, okay. My products table is also gone now. So let me just get my products table also once again. Yeah, I'm just getting my products table also. Let me just get it from my computer. Yeah. Now my products table. Okay, so now you can see that the products table is already there in place. And then I have just double clicked on it. You can understand now that this one is sheet 1, okay, which is like we can rename it as order. This is the order table and this is my, this is my product table. Okay. Yeah. So this is my product table. Just a double click would get you the join. So once you double click on it, what happens is that it will take you to the physical layer, and in the physical layer you have two physical tables. If you keep it here, you can understand that it has actually already created an inner join. Suppose in fact if you wanted to change the join, you just have to click on this one. You will get an options here, whether it is an inner join or a left or a right or a full outer join if you wanted to perform. So based on what type of computation that you wanted to perform on your join, you can actually go ahead and perform your joining. Okay. So this is the way you have to make use of join operation in your Tableau. Okay. So, but then what we need to understand, one more thing that you need to understand is, of course, the different types of join, which is there in your Tableau. Okay. So this is how you can work with your join in Tableau. So now the types, if you will take it, left join, inner join, and then right join, and then full outer join. In fact speaking, when we just double clicked on the table, it automatically created an inner join for us. So what is the meaning of inner join is that an inner join will be formed between two tables. Okay, so it's an intersection basically, right? So it is going to have only the joined table contains only the values or the columns that are common between those two tables. Only that is going to be displayed in your inner join. Okay, and if it is going to be a left join, the table which is on the the resulting or the join table will contain all the values from the left table, and only matching values from the right table will be considered if it is a left join. Right join means all the values from your right table and only the matching values from the left table. Okay. Similarly, full outer join is there. So it is like, the joined or the resulting table will contain all of the data values from both the right and the left values. Okay, left tables. So if I will go to my Tableau here, Now I have left. If I will select left, accordingly the values is getting changed. And if I will select the right, obviously the values will be getting changed. Okay. So this is the way you can actually make use of the joins in your Tableau. Okay. So I hope you have got always, you could have always have an idea that when you are able to do a join with respect to the data, there are so many things that you can achieve with the joined data, and it can actually ease a lot of things for us. So Tableau is again providing this opportunity to uh, work with the data in the form of a join. So we must, we can enjoy this privilege of having a join in Tableau and seeing that in the visualization as well. So that's all I have for this session. In the next session, we will concentrate on how we can perform a data blending. Thank you.